Lessons from failed relationships. Sexless marriage. The number one relationship hack. Answer the question. The impact that impacts trust. Getting your partner on board. Lessons from failed relationships. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys. And I want to be clear before we dive in. This is not a free pass to start comparing to your exes with your partner currently and throwing things in your partner's face. And I'm only prefacing that because I don't know where it's gonna go. As you know, I get the topics organized and we start to roll. Why do I wanna bring this up? Well, interestingly enough, last night we had a conversation where we were talking about blended families and we were talking about exes and what that looks like for some people with the best intentions, to really do things right for the kids. Right? You're blending these families and, let's get the whole family together for Christmas. And, let's make sure that everybody's happy at graduation. Two very different examples. We'll cover that. But Kathryn, I have a firm belief. It's not possible to really, best intentions or not, move your current relationship forward involving your past relationships. But there is something that I have learned personally that many of you need to know, especially if you're on that grass might be greener on the other side of the fence mentality. Why should I just start over with a new marriage? It's better for the kids and the excuses you use to justify your shit. But you can actually, if you really get into your growth, you can actually look back and see where you fucked up. Some of the easiest examples would be right now you're blaming your partner for the affair, right? And yet, like in my life, I can see why many women would have cheated on me before. I treated them terribly, smothering them, pushing them away. They looked for safety. With Kathryn, I'm lucky that you didn't have an affair as far as I'm concerned. The way that I treat her, she should have obviously gone somewhere safer, right?
Anywhere would have been safer?
Anywhere would have been safer. I heard you talking to that woman on the phone this morning, comparing me to her husband. But what I want you to understand is this. Most of the time when we're worried about, there's those of you that do listen because you're trying to be proactive. I'll just start with you. What is the similarity in how you behave? If you don't know, I used to have the shopping cart analogy with Kathryn. She asked if I had an anger problem. I was like, no, I don't have an anger problem. I mean, I've been very angry. I guess, have a bit of a temper. I don't even think I acknowledged that back then, actually. And I said, but I don't just run my shopping cart into you and call you a bitch. Like, you've had to run your shopping cart into me first, and now it's a big joke with us.
The shopping cart.
In case you just missed one of the recent episodes, I'll tell you this about a month ago, because that was huge. It was like
every time we got in a fight, I won't just yell at you unless you run your shopping cart into me. Then somebody's going to get called a bitch. And I was like, oh my gosh, the shopping cart. I knew he was on the crazy train if the shopping cart made its appearance.
Yeah, because I ride the cart on the fucking tracks, actually, and make a train out of a bunch of them and choo-choo. Okay, so yeah, here's the thing.
You were going to say that you were at the grocery store?
Recently I was at the grocery store. I forgot for weeks, and I finally remembered to tell Kathryn. And I was like, I forgot to tell you. I saw somebody. I turned them around, whipped around because they hit me with their shopping cart. And I didn't feel the need to call them a bitch.
No.
So it was this big joke. But listen, if I look at that man, Ryan, who I used to be, every relationship was worse. Looking at the past relationships, by the time I got to Kathryn, the woman I loved the most, said I loved the most, proclaimed and shouted to the top of the world I loved the most, especially to her, literally I destroyed the most. And if I look at the past, I can see the pattern grow. All right? So most often when you are struggling in your marriage right now, if you need to reflect a little bit, because as you know, we don't want you to blame your partner. You must always say, what could I do differently? A good place where I've learned to help men in my program anyways is to get them to start to look, well, what are you doing that's the same as before? Because that's not a people problem, that's a you problem. And now you could have picked something like the same type, but who do you want to be? Right? You've obviously, if you're married, you have to figure out how to get through this, regardless if you picked a bad type, right? And so that could be very, very beneficial. But now we hear about these people that want, or they think about the past, they compare the past relationships, and you're trying to involve the past. Like, what in the world? Let me use those two examples. Christmas time. I get your intentions. It's good for the kids. The kids can see, feel, and breathe your animosity, your passive aggressive marks, the tension, that one comment, and then that slough off or the placating to make it all better and go away. You're teaching your kids to have problems down the road. That's it. You're pretending. You're teaching them to lie, for starters. Graduation example is a little bit different. You don't have to talk to them. You can be cordial. You can be polite. Yes, everybody's got to get along for the graduation. It's an auditorium. I can see from here. You can see from there. And you just keep it away. Like, why? We have so many rules, guys. Why would you even bring up the possibility to make your partner feel worried about the past? Oh yeah, but I left it. If it was going to happen, it would have been 16 years ago. The one we just heard this week, right? Yeah, I get that. Why would you want your partner to feel worried? Maybe they do have to work on insecurity. Do you love them or not? Like, could you not do a little more? Starting with shit like that. It's thought process. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. We see these kinds of things happening all the time, guys. The only thing that I would recommend is simple. If you're looking at the past, use it to guide the future. We had a conversation last night. There was an ex of Kathryn's that this guy got under my skin. And the story about why doesn't really matter. But if they had kids and they were still talking, well, you actually said, I don't think we'd even be together. Like, we don't even know if I would have got through that, right? Like, if it would have been, I would have been too insecure. I've had to work so hard with insecurity, if you know who I am, right? That it probably would. It
would have destroyed us.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have made it.
Yeah. You can have the best intentions in the world, but guys, everything you do when you create the new marriage, every decision you make, every person you see, if you think about the last episode and why it's not a bad thing when you're going to get healthy, just using that one example, okay? That's a good thing. Everything you do is about moving your marriage forward. It's not about making your partner happy, like using the workout example, or just like shutting down your ex so that because Cass and Kathryn said so. No, I'm just saying the thought process. The thought process should be about your partner, right? We have rules. I have a child outside of our marriage from before Kathryn. We have rules to protect us because this is our family. Like, she is my wife. Hands down, right?
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
I thought of something, but it was like in and then out again, so no.
So no. Yeah. Guys, please, if you understand what's happening with what we are doing, we are the fastest growing marriage podcast in the world. We're in 155 countries. We've helped over 6,000 people in just a little over 3.5 years. That we are moving, but there are still so many people. It's 8 billion people on the planet there's people who don't know who we are. Guys, with you liking the episodes, the podcast itself, leaving a 5-star review, sharing it, guys, we can't get to everybody without your help. Please, you guys, let's go change the world, disrupt divorce, and really, I mean it, change the world. We'll see you next time.
Bye.